Content marketing allows you to get your content out in front of people that don't necessarily know you or your business and are not necessarily followers of you on social media. Now that you've been creating content, or at least considering creating content, you would have attracted a new audience or at least engaged with an existing audience. Now we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to ramp it up with content marketing. And as I said, that's the point of content marketing. You're going to be attracting a new audience or keeping an existing audience engaged for the long term. So from a content point of view, you've either been using a piece of content that's already working and engaging in an audience, and you're getting data from that which is valuable, and that's going to warrant you using that piece of content in your content marketing. Or you're going to create a new piece of content to ideally get a new audience, and those people that are already following you are going to engage with it as well. Now, from a marketing point of view, it's even more important to be clear about your objectives. We've spoken about objectives before in a previous video, but the things that you need to think about are website traffic, likes, shares, growing your audience on social media. Now, just a side note on one of the aspects of Facebook, and one of the things that Facebook likes to tell you that they recommend you do is growing your followers online. And although you can run those suggested promotions like Facebook wants you to get people to like your page, we consider it to be fake likes. And what I mean by fake likes is Facebook puts that page of yours in front of people that habitually just like pages. They don't actually engage with what your content is or what your business offering is. So then what happens is in a few weeks' time or in a month's time, they're going to be dropping away because they're actually not interested. And if you're producing decent content, you're running good campaigns, you're going to get those likes organically anyway. So just be aware of the types of promotions that you can run and the objectives. Again, objectives is very important for what your end goal is. If you're going to use a piece of content that you've got out there already engaging with your audience, or it's an evergreen piece of content, get that data, see who's actually engaging with that. Use that demographic information to boost your post, to inform who you're going to target it as an ad. Who are they? What are their interests? Where do they live? Once a campaign's running and you've got specific criteria set up, if you keep an eye on it on an hourly and daily basis, you can tweak it as you go. So if you see that an audience is engaging with it that maybe wasn't the audience that you had in mind, tweak it. Maybe you're changing the copy, do something to it that you need to revitalize it and hopefully get to the audience that you want. You can pause it, you can stop it, you can wait till it finishes its run, but make those informed changes and go again. Then try different things with the same piece of content. A/B testing. Target a different audience. Target a different location. Same piece of content, and see which one's actually getting the results that you want. So when it comes to budgets, really, how long is a piece of string? Because you're going to be learning as you go, it's important that you don't just kind of jump into the deep end and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a campaign. Start where you think is reasonable. Learn what happens on your content. Make those changes. If you think it's going in the right direction, then add more budget. So let's look at our videos as an example. We did 3 to 4 day promotions at like $20 for the entire campaign. Now $20 is not a hell of a lot, but in terms of what we've got for that money, it's actually really good. And what we did was we ran a version of the post that was boosted, and we did a version of that was an ad, and those had similar metrics, similar objectives. We ran it from a Tuesday to a Thursday. It gave us better engagement than any of our previous content, both organically and in paid. So it reaffirmed our belief that video really does work, and in particular shorter videos. So not your 10, 15-minute videos, your 5 minutes and under. We got likes and shares, and fantastically shares on shares, but our main objective was to get the video views and to get traffic to the website. And with video views as an objective for us, we got those views. We got a few thousand views, but the most important metric was the through plays. Through plays is something that implies that somebody has watched the majority of your video, over 50%, which is fantastic for us and fantastic for you. It's important that you focus on the through plays, not just on your 3-second or 10-second views, which unfortunately count as a view on Facebook. And then on the other objective of getting people to the website, the button underneath, the learn more, that worked to drive traffic to the website. We were then able to track them going from the home page to other pages on the website, which was fantastic. So when you look at our 2 posts on Facebook, we got a really good engagement and results for our money on the ad. And although the Facebook post and the ad looked almost identical and had exactly the same objectives and data, we got 1 cent to the through play versus 5 cents to the through play on the boosted post. And remember, this is an ad that is informing, it's not selling. It's a piece of content, it's not selling a product. So now from our learning, we've decided that we're going to focus more on the ad format than the boosted post format. But we're still going to do the paid boost, maybe at a smaller budget and a narrow objective. Now I mentioned the 2 types of approaches that we took with our video, the paid boosted post and the ad. On LinkedIn, there are so many different things that you can do on there. On Facebook, there are even more things that you can do on there. So it all depends on what your objective is, what your piece of content is, and who you're trying to get it to. Now with both Facebook and LinkedIn, you have the ability to target really specifically or quite broadly. In terms of demographic, you can target a specific age range, you can target a specific gender. Then from a location point of view, from a few kilometers radius to cities, countries, wherever you think your target audience lives. Then you can add things like interests, their hobbies, their skills, or the industries that they work in. But from a B2B point of view, LinkedIn is fantastic. You can hone in on a specific job description, like a CEO, a managing director, an accountant. You can even go into the industry. You can even go into a specific organization. And as I've mentioned in another video, LinkedIn, it's important that you're getting your staff and you interacting with the content online. So if B2B is more your game, then I suggest you look at LinkedIn. They've got a lot of information on their website and what they can do. Otherwise, give us a shout. You can spend as little as $5 a day. Get that data back. Get your content, your valuable content out there. If you've got any questions, comment below. Otherwise, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get creating content or get marketing your content.